Ladies and gentlemen, President, Chancellor and faculty members, distinguished guests, and most importantly, graduating class of the International Institute in Geneva. Today, as we come together to celebrate the culmination of your journey, I want to share with you a perspective that can perhaps help you to reflect, firstly, on your journey here, then what you might choose to take away from here, and finally, how you might think about your future. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about the journey up until this moment. Your journey through this program has been, no doubt, a tough test of intellect, perseverance, and character. You've navigated through the complexities of finance and marketing and all the other disciplines. But beyond the technical knowledge, you've also grown as individuals, learning lessons such as teamwork, resilience, and adaptability. Now, each of us has a unique story, a story of triumphs, challenges, and lessons learned. We've overcome obstacles, pushed past our limits, and emerged stronger than before. But we did not embark on this journey on our own. Along the way, we've been supported by our families, our friends, our teachers, our classmates, whose guidance and encouragement has been invaluable. Today, let's take a moment to reflect on the path that led you here. Think back to the decisions that you made, the risks you took, and the lessons you learnt along the way. Each of these moments, however small or seemingly insignificant, has played a crucial role in shaping who you are and where you are destined to go. In fact, I would like you to take a moment to reflect on the key people who have supported you in some way on this journey. It was perhaps encouraging you to make the step to come here, perhaps being a sounding board when you had difficult decisions to make, or maybe just being a rock for you to lean on. Decide now what you would like to say to that person, so that perhaps they can come to appreciate the role that they have played in your life. I ask you to commit today to sharing those words with them. Don't wait. Now perhaps a perspective on what you might choose to take away from here. As we look to the future, we're faced with a world of boundless possibilities, but also unprecedented challenges. The business landscape is constantly evolving, shaped by technological prowess, economic shifts, societal changes, and an ever-changing geopolitical context, which is at best uncertain, at worst, that could upend the world in which we all live. As you step out into your future, embrace the opportunities that lie ahead with courage and curiosity, but also humility and a certain level of balance. In a world of great uncertainty and highly polarized points of view on many topics, keep your mind open to perspectives which are different to your own. And you may find that this can become increasingly difficult as you follow your chosen path alongside those who have made similar decisions and thereby tend to have similar views. Some of my friends with whom I did my studies went off to lives and careers that I might never otherwise have come into contact with. Amongst my 5 closest friends, I count a journalist, a senior hospital doctor, a judge, the general manager of one of the largest oil companies, and the CEO of a telecom company. Nurture and protect those diverse relationships, as they allow you to see the world as it really is, rather than the one sometimes we might like it to be. Now, as I look back on my own life, I found myself many times in situations where everyone in the room held certain ideas to be obvious and beyond discussion. When you find yourself in that situation, where there are no dissenting voices, I advise you to search out those voices that no one wants to hear, or those that are too afraid to speak up. To illustrate this point, let me share with you an anecdote from my earliest days at BATA, before I became CEO. When I was a young CFO at BATA, we received a letter from the Zimbabwean government stating that they plan to nationalize our operations in Zimbabwe. Now, BATA is one of the largest employers in Zimbabwe, with several factories and many stores. The government was unhappy that companies like ours were foreign-owned, and they wanted local ownership. My team and I, as you might imagine, went into overdrive to try to stop this happening, and we huddled for weeks with different lawyers. One day, I was discussing the problem with an old BATA manager, and he said to me, "Jack, it's great what you're all doing, but why don't you just go down there to Zimbabwe and have a chat with them and see what they really want?" So off I went, and I managed to get a meeting with the president, Mr. Robert Mugabe. Now, I was a little concerned that a white European was probably the last person he would want to speak to. In fact, it was quite the opposite. He was highly amused that a white European would come and see him. He showed me around his palace and ultimately came to appreciate the model BATA had set up to create local black entrepreneurs by helping them to become suppliers to BATA or to run our stores. Thanks to that meeting, BATA remains one of the few remaining foreign-owned companies in Zimbabwe that operates locally and is still profitable today. And finally, let's reflect on how you might think about your future. As Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. And indeed, as you look back on your time in this program, you will begin to see the patterns emerge, the threads that connect your past to the present and start to point a way to your future. In a world that often equates success with wealth, power, and status, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Today, you have a unique opportunity to redefine success on your own terms, to chart your own course and pursue your own definition of greatness. Now, for some of you, success may mean climbing the corporate ladder and reaching the pinnacle of your chosen field. For others, it may mean starting your own business and pursuing your entrepreneurial dreams. And for others, it may mean finding balance and fulfillment in your personal lives, nurturing relationships, and making time for the things that bring you joy and happiness. Whatever your individual path may be, remember that success is not a destination, a journey. It's a journey of growth, discovery, and self-realization. Our lives are defined by the people with whom we spend our time. As you prepare to embark on the next chapter of your life, try to carry with you what I call the wisdom of hindsight, the understanding that every experience, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has the power to shape our destiny. To illustrate this point, let me share with you an anecdote about the unexpected consequences of our actions. A few weeks ago, I took the Global Board of Trustees of WWF to see the wolves reintroduced 4 years ago into the Jura Mountains near my home here in Switzerland. In a similar way, in the mid-1990s, wolves were reintroduced into Yellowstone National Park in the US after being absent for nearly 70 years. The return of the wolves at Yellowstone was intended to control the overpopulated elk herds. However, the impact of their reintroduction went far beyond what anyone could have anticipated. With the presence of wolves, the behavior of the elk changed. They avoided certain areas of the park where they were vulnerable. This led to the regeneration of willow and aspen trees in those areas which had been overgrazed. As these trees grew, they provided better habitats for beavers, who then built more dams, in turn creating new habitats for fish and other aquatic species. The healthier forests also attracted more birds and other wildlife. Even the course of rivers changed due to the new vegetation stabilizing the riverbanks. This phenomenon, known as trophic cascade, illustrates how one action can have a ripple effect, leading to positive, unforeseen outcomes. Just like the reintroduction of wolves in Yellowstone, our actions can have far-reaching, unexpected consequences. Every decision we make, every risk we take, can set off a chain of events that transform not only our lives, but the world around us. So in conclusion, as you step out into the world, remember the importance of cultivating meaningful relationships, nurturing connections, and giving back to those who have supported you on your journey. Never underestimate the power of the human connection to enrich our lives, broaden our perspectives, and bring us joy and fulfillment. As you bid farewell to this chapter of your lives, the future awaits. And I have no doubt that each and every one of you is destined for greatness, not because of what you may achieve, but because of who you are and who you are becoming. Congratulations, graduates of the International Institute in Geneva. The best is yet to come. Thank you.